Hi, this is Radha from truthmakesitintimate.com. I support people to create deeper connection in their lives and fall in love with themselves in the process. Today I want to speak for one last time about jealousy. And today I feel we go for the core of it. So if you're a little bit interested, you might want to stick around. When we feel jealous, many times we also have this small voice in the back of our head which says, I wish I was cooler than this. I wish I didn't mind so much. I wish I didn't take it so personally. And that little voice speaks for a deep longing we all have inside to feel more confident in our relationship, to act more confidently. I remember when I was in the thick of my jealousy that I was watching a woman friend of mine in the relationship with her boyfriend. This man had a few relationships with women which were really meaningful, really juicy, really alive, and she didn't mind at all. It's not that she didn't care, because she loved him, but it was really making her happy to see him be happy. And I could see how her confidence in dealing with this was actually making her, easy to be loved and easy to be respected. And this man never considered leaving her. And now, many years after that, they are still together, they are still happy. And I remember looking at her and thinking, oh, I wish I was more like her. This confidence, it's something we really long for. And jealousy brings up in us this longing, and at the same time painfully points at us not having this confidence, points at our fear, our deep scare of losing the other, our alertness. Is that going to happen? Is he interested, or is she interested in someone else? It's that continuously being on guard. So this is the topic of this video, because I noticed that many times we try to get that confidence. So we try to fake it before we make it, kind of. We pretend we don't care. We pretend we are fine, and nobody buys that. And also, we don't really get there, in my experience at least. Also, in my experience, what didn't work was to go with affirmations like, I feel confident, I feel lovable, I am worthy of love, on and on and on. For me, that never worked. And if you are like that, if you are like me, then I'd like to share something else. Over the years, I came to see that it's not so much about building the confidence as it is about facing the lack of confidence, facing this fear of losing the other person in us. It's this frightened part inside of us which shakes at every sign that the other person might go away. And it's good to look at it, because probably jealousy only brought it up, but it was there before. Made us shrink, made us not show all our colors for fear of upsetting the other person, made us make compromises. So that fear might have been there a long time before. Jealousy only brings it up, and it's good to look at it. And the way to look at it, in my experience, is to be with ourselves, to really create some space just to be with us, away from the interactions with the person who causes us jealousy, So just maybe putting on some hiking boots and going for a hike in the forest. Maybe putting our bum on the meditation cushion, maybe pulling out a journal and a pen and starting to write. And then really dive into this feeling inside. Feel it, the way it affects us, the way we start contracting inside, we start shaking inside, maybe our breath becomes shorter, our thoughts become very quick, very repetitive. There is this sense of urgency which comes up with this fear. So really getting in touch with that impact that this fear has on our body. That's how we get close to it. Yeah, that's how we make a bit friends with it. And then feel, is this feeling new, or has it been there before? Did I experience it in other relationships? And also going even further back. In my experience, this fear is never new. It started somewhere in our childhood, and we are not aware of those events. But jealousy is a good opportunity to look at them. You know, when I was a child, I was 5. I was left in a hospital for 2 weeks. My parents simply didn't know. They were not announced that I had an accident, and for 2 weeks I went through surgeries and dangerous infection. People say I almost died. I didn't have my parents with me, and I didn't know whether I would have them ever again. So that left me with this fear of that the other can disappear at any moment. And I know of people who they had one of their parents was not so available, maybe traveling a lot and coming just for short periods of time, which were very, very intense, very affectionate, very loving. But then we got trained that these moments don't last. These moments always come to an end, an abrupt end, and the other person leaves. And I also know there are people who their parents were emotionally not available, again, only maybe for small moments. And that also makes us feel that these moments don't last and that we need to cling to them. Yeah. So there are different situations in our childhood where we felt that connection doesn't last. And this is what we need to retrieve, to see. And not only to see, but also to feel what comes up. Because of course emotions will come up, maybe some sadness, maybe some anger. And it's good to make space for that, to really allow for those feelings to come, because that's how we heal. That's how we heal that frightened part inside of us. That's why I said time for ourselves is so critical in these situations. Maybe we also need support, maybe a friend who can be with us, with our feelings without judging them, just letting them be, come and go. Maybe meditation is a support if that's a practice in your life. If not, maybe you consider it. Meditation is such an amazing support for anyone who works on their relationships to be able to be with these feelings without getting lost in them. I know that we are all afraid, oh, I'm gonna become depressed, I'm gonna become a raging person. But with meditation we can just be with these feelings and yet not get lost in them. And once we do that, then something happens, something shifts inside, something moves towards more calmness, more relaxation, more confidence. Like the in my world, confidence, we cannot build it, but once we face the lack of confidence, then something heals inside, and then confidence simply emerges naturally. And it's so beautiful to bring that in our relationships, to bring that kind of relaxed confidence, where we love, but at the same time we don't become dependent on the other person, we don't cling to the other person, we keep our freedom. And also we give the other person the freedom to just be as they are. That's very beautiful in a relationship. That's very supportive of intimacy, very dignified too. That's what I wanted to share for today, that jealousy is an amazing opportunity to bring all that in our relationship. And I hope you found this useful, and if so, see you soon.